New Call of Duty game on the horizon. What scared us as a kid that we just can't let go of? What would you do if you were stuck in a mine shaft? All that and more coming up. Welcome to Purgatory. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. I am Spike.
And I'm mad.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We got our YouTube up and running at Purgatory Podcast. Got our Instagram up and running, Purgatory Podcast. Our Twitter up and running, Purgatory Podcast. Got our monthly pledge tiers running on the Anchor app. You can go on there, anchor.fm. Pledge a one-time donation, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever. Favorite us on the Anchor app. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Stitcher. Blah, 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 blah. We're everywhere. We are everywhere. So what is going on, freaks and freakettes? How you doing, Mad?
I'm doing great. Stayed up all night playing some VR chat.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's funny because if you guys ever saw Ready Player One or read the book, this feels like the baby steps to it. You know, you pretty much you can go to any world you want. There's different places and you can be whoever you want. So I think it's great for people who they hate their life and they hop on there and they just they're their hero. You know what I mean? Like I saw a dude last night that was the one of the Halo Spartans.
Oh yeah.
And then you actually talk with these guys and he's like, yeah, I just lost my job, but I'm glad that I can come on here and just kind of vent my frustrations with people. And I thought it was pretty. It's pretty deep, but I think it's pretty heartfelt shit.
It's better that than shooting up a school or something.
Exactly. But I think soon we'll see hopefully some kind of upgrade.
Into what?
Into just Ready Player. Did you watch the movie Ready Player One?
It's been a few years, man. I've seen one. Is that the one with Gerard Butler?
No, it came out in the past 2 years.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one. I saw one a few years ago where it might have been called The Gamer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this kid that controlled a guy that was played by Gerard Butler, and they were
gotcha.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, but I think by the time that we're old men, our kids are gonna be playing some game similar to that.
Like a Matrix brain probe game where they just lay down into a chair and then they're actually in the game.
For sure. I mean, not just that, even how would you say maybe we have robot soldiers in the future, and we have people control them from over here instead of going actually overseas.
Dude, I've seen the movies on that shit. It never works out.
It never works out, but I mean, I think we would see that in the near future.
I mean, haven't you seen Iron Man, the really bad one, and then Stealth and Terminator? And dude, it never works out.
True that. I mean, you're not wrong.
You can't even get a cell phone to work in Montana, and you're worried about robot soldiers.
Well, I'm saying when our kids have kids, we're probably gonna have that. I feel
like once we figure out cell phone service in Montana, then we can go to robot soldiers.
Copy that.
Those ranchers need to be able to talk to each other about cows and shit like that. Well, yeah. So VR chat, I've seen some crazy YouTube videos of just anything you can imagine on there.
Just pure debauchery.
Yeah, just ridiculous. That's weird because it's the. You remember when Yahoo and MSN Messenger was the shit when we were younger?
Yeah.
It's like that on another level,
Oh yeah.
It's and then it's 100 people can be in the same room, so it's like a virtual bar almost.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not perfect right now, there's still people that go into random worlds and you start screaming the N-word, just kind of, there's a lot of trolls on there, but there are some nice people that you'll meet on there, or there's some funny scenarios that you'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I would be down to just go into VR chat for a while, because just from the shit that I've seen, you got Sailor Moon and I mean
Deadpool and Optimus Prime, just
Meatwad and all kinds of different characters. How do you make your character, select your character?
All right, so there's two ways that I've found so far. So the first way is you can what's it called? You can go up to another avatar, another person in the world, and you can just click on them, and then you click clone their avatar, and then you keep it, and then from there you have to click your own settings, and then click favorite this avatar, so you can go ahead and keep it. Or if you go to the search box in the game, you can click on these different worlds that have pre-made avatars, so you can select from. Yeah. So like last night, me and a work colleague of mine, we went to this One Piece world, and
Oh yeah.
he got all these One Piece skins.
Can you create your own world?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know there's definitely a way to create your own skins.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, one of these days we should do that. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be a great podcast. We can just interview people there.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. Yeah, and just do like screen capture the whole thing so you get the whole experience, you know.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be sick.
Yeah. So we actually did have a couple good topics today. There's a new Call of Duty game coming out. What do you think about that, man?
All right, I'm excited because it's being made by Infinity Wars. You know, Modern Warfare 2, all that jazz. But I've also learned with these Call of Duty games, you can't get your hopes up. You know.
They were just coming out with games so fast. You know, it seemed like a game every year. And they were all. My problem with them was like, oh, new Call of Duty game. This time, it's slightly different.
Yeah, I mean, one of the bad things with that is that like I don't know exactly how it works, but there's like 3 companies involved because there's like Infinity Wars, there's like Sledgehammer, and then there's like Treyarch. So like I kind of wish it was only 2 of those companies. You know what I mean? Just making the Black Ops and like the Infinity Wars, because then we would just get like a game and then like let a year go by and then another game. You know what I mean? Like let us enjoy the game for like a good like year and a half or 2 years. Because at this point, it just feels like they're shooting out games and stealing our money, you know?
Yeah, like when you see, I like games when they release a game and they let the game, the life cycle of a game. When a game releases, the interest is at its highest. We talked a little bit about this with JP on the podcast.
Yeah.
The interest is at its highest. As the interest starts to dwindle, then boom, you release a patch or a DLC or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I like that better than like just releasing a game and then releasing a year or 2 later, releasing another game, and then the last game is just dead. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of companies, they don't even support that last game anymore.
Yeah, for sure. It just it just sucks that we don't get to like enjoy the game for long, because then I mean let me look up when did Black Ops 4 come out?
By the way, a game you spent like $70 on.
Yeah. I mean, on this last Black Ops 4, I spent like 120 because I got the season pass and everything, you know?
Yeah. And wasn't Black Ops 4 like just PvP?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to talk about on this podcast was like, so like the games have been like lacking in story, pretty much like the last 4 years. I'd say the last good story was probably Black Ops 2, which was back in the day, back in like 2014. So like Black Ops 4 said, you know what, we'll give you like regular multiplayer, battle royale, and zombies, and we'll take out the story. We're not gonna bullshit you guys. And I personally liked it. I was like, I mean, I'm glad they didn't just like force feed us this like shitty story. And people were pissed, but I thought, hey, at least they didn't. You know what I mean? At least they like gave us 3 full games to play. You know, because you can spend hours on either one of those game modes.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of bullshit, as to say, well, at least they didn't bullshit us. We're like, well, you know what? They should have fucking waited until they had a good story mode to release.
Yeah, but I mean, if they don't have a good story, then just like don't give us a shitty story. Because I remember
that could have been released as like a patch for Black Ops 3. New game mode, Battle Royale, instead of a brand new game that I have to spend another $70 fucking on.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet there's like some kind of quota they gotta meet.
Yeah, and that you're exactly right, but that's bullshit. I don't like that.
I mean, yeah, for sure, but I mean, I think we can all agree that the just the whole game industry is like in a shitty place right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're seeing like the people that released Battlefield. That flopped. Fallout 76 flopped. You're seeing big AAA titles from large developers completely flopping. Millions of dollars being lost by AAA dev teams, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So where do we go from here? Do we,
Yeah.
Fortnite is the most successful game of all time. So you're probably going to see companies try to follow in the footsteps of Fortnite.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking forward for like Cyberpunk and the new Halo game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Halo game as well because apparently they're bringing back split screen,
Oh yeah.
which that is the lifeblood of Halo as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I played Halo for hours as a kid, and part of what I enjoyed about it so much was having a bunch of friends over and having a Halo party on one console with like, you remember the original Xbox? You could have 4 controllers hooked into it.
Yeah.
That was the shit. You had this little small slice of the screen, and you're playing against other people, and they're like, "Stop screen peeking me," like that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean, that was like 5 of my birthday parties growing up, just playing
yeah,
360.
and then I don't think Halo 4 had split screen, and then Halo 5 for sure didn't have split screen. And I didn't even play. I played the campaign on Halo 4, but I didn't even touch Halo 5. I was like, fuck
Halo
this.
5 was the worst game.
Yeah, and
Like
I
of
mean, I
all time.
played it.
Such a trash game.
Yeah, I did touch it. I did like the first mission, and I was like, this isn't good.
I mean, yeah. I worked at Toys R Us, and when I bought the first Xbox One, I got a free game with it. So I picked Halo 5, of course. Like I love Halo, and I played it, and it was just straight trash. Like
Yeah,
even for free, it was just so bad.
you're like, man, I should have picked a different game.
Well, I mean, there wasn't any better choices, but this game was like it just wasn't like the standard that Halo had set. Just like did not meet it at all. So I just like sold it on like Craigslist.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about a franchise that includes games like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach,
Yeah.
these games that were just the pinnacle of console gaming, you know, at
Hmm.
least FPS console gaming.
Yeah. I mean, like because back then, like the whole console wars, PC was at least like, damn, at least Xbox has Halo. It was
Mm.
like the saving grace for Xbox. But now there's not too many Xbox originals out there.
Yeah, you had like the golden age of console gaming was like Assassin's Creed, Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty. I would say like 2008 to 2012 was like the 4 golden years of
Oh yeah.
console gaming where like all of these companies were releasing quality games. They were keeping up with them, and everybody was playing them.
Yeah, I mean, you were getting like Black Ops 1, you were getting Modern Warfare 2. It was like such a great time to be alive.
Yeah, and then millennials at that time, most millennials were living at home playing on a console that their parents bought them. You know,
Hmm.
now a
I
lot of
mean,
millennials are living on their own, and they're jumping from console to PC because the titles are so bad, and they're charging us $70 a game,
yeah.
or more, like $100 a game, and then they release another one the next year and stop supporting the $100 game we just bought the year before.
Hmm.
So it's like, fuck it, dude. I'll buy from Steam.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
yeah.
buy I'm gonna buy a new release that's in alpha or beta or something like that, and they're gonna release updates, and I can play this game for 2 or 3 years, and they'll support the game, and that's my gaming experience now.
Yeah, I mean, the other night it was dope because I was playing with some friends Counter Strike, and they were like, "Oh, you want to play Left 4 Dead 2?" And I said, "Oh, I don't have it." And I went to Steam, and it was $2. You know what I
Dude,
mean? Like that's the best feeling ever. Like you go on the Xbox store, it's gonna be like $25.
yeah, like you know that console gaming is in trouble when like not that Minecraft is not a good game, but a lot of gamers that I know, console gamers, they're playing Minecraft now
Yeah.
because there's no other fucking games to play. And it's still like $25.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is on the Steam store or to buy it to play. I don't even know if it's on Steam or to buy it to play on PC, but that just really bothers me. You know, I'm already paying $60 a year for my Xbox Live,
Yeah.
and the only perks I get are like, I mean, I got Battlefield 1, a game that nobody fucking wanted to play. You know, those are the
Yeah.
kind of perks you get with Xbox Live. It's like, oh, here's this garbage game that flopped, so we'll give you that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Like, I'll say that the Xbox gives better games than the PS4. The PS4 gives like some of the worst games I've seen.
The only people I know that play PS4, like actual console gamers, are kids.
Yeah.
They're young. I don't know why, but it just seems to be the case. And I don't really game a lot anymore. I got on my Xbox for the first time in a couple months the other day, and I played some Skyrim. But we kind of got away from the Call of Duty.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I think Call of Duty really ties into like just all the games, and like just because it had reached this like peak of like just greatness, and then like all those loot boxes came out and then just kind of threw it away, you know?
Yeah, well, what I want to see.
It was up there like toe to toe with Halo and Battlefield, and now it's like, yeah, it's still a good game, but it's definitely not what it was 5 years ago.
I agree completely. I believe before the podcast you wanted to ask questions of what do you want to see in the game, like what do you want
Yeah.
for a good title. And I'll say first is I want a good story. Black Ops 4 came out literally no story at all, and I think they were trying to follow the Fortnite example of like, well, this battle royale literally has nothing. Kids just want to spawn in, grab a weapon, and shoot somebody in the face, you know. And I don't want that. I want a story. I want a villain. I want boss fights. I want something that I can get into. I want RPG elements. I want to be able to develop my character. I want an open world. You know, what I want is Fallout 76, but not garbage. And maybe that's not the correct thing to ask for from
Yeah,
for
I
a
was
Call
say
of Duty game,
you
because
want
the
that for
Call of Duty games are like linear shooters. So like you spawn in, you fight across a map to like an evacuation point or to the end of a mission, you know. But
Yeah.
that's what I want. Okay, I'll change my answer. I want to spawn in, beginning of a mission, know what I'm doing the mission for, have an objective, fight through it. At the end, I want a big ass fight that I defeat some kind of odds that are stacked against me. Maybe it's like 5-on-1, or maybe I have to stealth sneak in and grab a hostage or something like that. I want every mission to be linear and end with a bang. And I want
Yeah.
10 missions.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare had these like crazy missions where you're like in a ghillie suit sneaking past tanks, or like you're sniping out these dudes and you have to hide. And then like Modern Warfare 2 had these like where you're like on snowmobiles and you're like going down hills, like just like fighting other dudes.
That was
And like
fucking awesome. The
they had
snowmobile
these
thing, that
crazy
was so
missions.
much fun.
And they also have one where like you're like climbing up a mountain, you know, and like you're like in like the blizzard, so you have to like use like your night vision. And I thought it was so cool. And like just they've like definitely strayed away from that, and I think we need more of those kind of missions.
It seems like they're more worried about the different ways you can customize your weapon, that they've forgotten all about storytelling.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I don't care how many different skins I can put on my gun. I want a villain. I want a story. I want to know why I'm playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't mind like the skins, you know what I mean? But I just like that, like all that can like stay. I don't really care about all that. But I just want like a better story mode.
Well, the skins and customization should complement the story. They shouldn't be the story. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. But I
So
mean,
yeah.
when you talk,
I think
when
we're
you
on the
talk,
same page.
yeah, when you talk about skins, that's more multiplayer. Like I think right now we're talking about like, the actual like plot of the game.
Well, I think it'd be cool to be able to customize your weapon even in the story mode.
Got you.
And then maybe you get to take some of the points that you earned, you know, like you complete the story mode on hardcore difficulty and it gives you X amount of points that you can customize your weapon and take that weapon into matchmaking or multiplayer, you know.
Yeah.
There should be some kind of incentive to play the story mode, because I know people that bought some of the older Call of Duty games with good stories and never even fucking touched the campaign, because they were like, why would I want to do that? There's no reason to play it.
Yeah. I remember like back in the day, like if you beat the whole game like to completion, you would get like a gold skin for your gun.
In Halo Reach, you can see like you can look at everybody's stats, that you're with in the lobby, and it would always say campaign completion, and it would say like legendary or heroic or whatever the person completed the campaign on.
Yeah.
And everybody that was good, you can bet it said legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, I've beaten every Halo. I didn't beat Combat Evolved at first because I was really young, but then I beat CEA. I beat the Anniversary Edition Legendary. I beat every Halo on Legendary up to Halo 5, and I didn't even play the Halo 5 campaign. And I put a lot of hours into Halo, and they must have really pissed me off with Halo 5. But Halo 4 sucked too. It was definitely downhill.
I never played Halo 2. I didn't have a 360 at the time, but when I got my Xbox One, I definitely tried Halo 5 out. I just want like a good game. The last one that they released was like Infinity Wars or something like that. I was not a big fan of that one. They were like in space shooting like lasers. It wasn't too good.
Yeah, and like jumping off walls and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if like they had different game modes in multiplayer, where like if you like the jump packs or like the jet packs, you can turn it on. You know what I mean? Kind of like in Super Smash Brothers, you can turn on like the items. So I think it'd be cool if they did that. That way, like no one's mad. You know what I mean? Like if you want to do a game with jetpacks, then click on a jetpacks option. If you want to do a game that's just like the original Call of Duty, click on that option. That way, no one's ever pissed.
Yeah, I'd also like to see a split screen option where, like, if someone's over at your house, you can play in matchmaking or multiplayer on the same console with a guest.
I mean, like the original like Call of Duty Zombies, that was split screen.
Exactly, and that's another. Obviously, came around after most of the Halo games that I played.
Yeah.
But I remember being at friends' houses and like, yo, you got to blow that one's legs off. It's the last one. Make it a crawler so we can go like repair the windows, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was so much fun. And that's not a thing anymore because you can't play on the same console. I'm not going to spend another $400 on another console and another TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to ask your customer base to do that. And in this world where we're being more and more and more separated by like people not leaving their houses because they're just, why do I have to leave my house? I can talk to people on the computer. It's like you should encourage people or give people an option to come together and game in person, you know?
Yeah.
That's just me. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's like anything bad. I think it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen? You think it's gonna meet our expectations, or it's gonna be in just another COD game, cookie cutter?
At the very lowest, I think it's gonna be just like Modern Warfare 1. I think if they're smart, they're gonna give us, because at that point, people could be mad that it's not more, but at least they can't be mad that it's not actually a good game. You know. I'm hoping it's just like a good story mode, and like a good story mode and like a decent multiplayer. You know, they don't have to go out of their way or anything, but if they just make it like Modern Warfare 1 or Modern Warfare 2, I'm gonna be satisfied. I'll be pretty happy.
I think that'd be awesome. It'd be a step in the right direction for console games. Yeah, going back to what made them so awesome, and then it felt like they got to the top. You know, with all these flagship titles like Assassin's Creed and like I mentioned, Gears of War and Halo. Call of Duty, and they were like, whatever, we can just release whatever the fuck. We have a fan base now. They'll buy whatever.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing the fan base go, no, we're not doing that anymore. You saw that with Battlefield 5. You saw that with Fallout 76, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can return to form.
Yeah, you know? I mean, we'll see the trailer coming up like in a few hours from like the recording today. But hopefully it's good. I mean, it's only gonna be like a teaser trailer, so it's not gonna be too much. But I'm expecting like a December release.
Well, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited for it.
All right, so we're talking about video games and zombies and shit like that, and being kids. Is there any of that, anything that sticks out in your head that really fucking scared you as a kid?
The first thing that comes to my head is walking down the shelves at Blockbuster. And then you would reach the horror section, right? Mm-hmm. And then you would have to run. Like there was no stopping and looking around. You had to run through that bad boy. And the one time that I stopped, I looked over and I saw Chucky's face and I started freaking out. I wasn't afraid of Chucky, but I just thought he looked really, really ugly, you know? So it was like
Yeah,
really like displeasing to look at.
which is
Um,
ironic because those Chucky movies are kind of funny.
yeah, they're kind of goofy now looking back on them. But that's the first thing that comes to my head. What about you?
I mean, I agree with you. Um, like the wide-eyed wonder of being in a Blockbuster or a DVD rental shop and seeing some of these movies that your parents would never allow you to be near,
Yeah.
you know? But I was a big scared of the dark kid.
Oh yeah. Like you
Um,
liked it or you were afraid of it?
I didn't like to be in the dark, and to this day, I have to have a nightlight.
Oh,
Like I'm
gotcha. I thought you meant the show, the Nickelodeon show, Afraid of the
Oh,
Dark.
no, 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 no. Like the actual fucking dark. I don't like being in the dark, and I especially don't like if something even if like I back up and I'm walking through my house and a plant touches me in the
Oh,
dark.
got you.
Cannot handle it.
There was a movie in like 2007, I think. It was called Gothica, and it was like it wasn't even like a scary movie. It was the special features that scared me. So in the special features, there was a music video for the movie, and looking back on it now, it's pretty like silly.
Okay, well, why did that scare you so much?
No. So like the special features, it had a music video to the song, and it was sung by Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Okay, but in the music video, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit is sitting in a cell, and then Halle Berry walks up, and she's like wearing like a doctor's outfit, so I guess she's like his doctor, and he's kind of like in a mental institution.
Was it called Sanitarium?
I got no idea what it's
The
called.
song Sanitarium.
No, it's like nobody knows what it's like. You know that
Oh,
song?
okay. That song from The Who. He covered that one.
Yeah, he
Just
covered
a
it.
bad man. Yeah.
And then so like in the music video, she walked into a cell. They start making out for whatever reason. I think it was just like his excuse to make out with Halle Berry.
Yes, of course.
And then it zooms out and they like swap clothes. So like he's the doctor now, and she's the mental patient, and then he walks out and then she gets like trapped there forever, pretty much.
Oh
Yeah.
my
But
god.
like as a kid, I was like, oh my god, dude, could you imagine if that ever happened? But I just remember I had like nightmares over this, like just being like wrongly imprisoned. And it was just so horrifying. It was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
But I think it's so funny now because like I was like, oh, fucking Limp Bizkit scared me as a kid.
I have some things that stay with me from childhood, like growing up on a farm,
Yeah,
like some of the shit that I've seen like animals go through,
yeah.
and some of it's justified. Like we had a dog that basically murdered another dog,
Wow.
you know? Like this dog was like a big, strong 2-year-old male, and this other dog we had was like an 8-year-old female, you know, like an old female. And the male dog just freaking overnight, for some reason, they were outside dogs, farm dogs, you know,
Hmm.
walk outside. The female dog is literally all over the yard, like all over the yard. I shit you not. And the male dog is just like laying in the middle of the yard covered in blood. I will never, ever forget that
Wow.
for my
Why
entire life.
why did they do that?
I don't know. Don't know. He'd never been aggressive before. And the dog that he killed was surely not aggressive at all.
Wow,
And
that's crazy.
he just snapped and fucking murdered this dog in like a really graphic way, dude. Like ripped her up. And so I start crying, and I was going out to feed the dogs because we had several farm dogs. We had like 5 dogs. And I'm going out to feed the dogs, and all the other dogs have like taken cover and hidden. So my dad is an amazing guy. He takes care of business. He just goes downstairs, unlocks the gun cabinet, and puts the dog, fucking grabs the dog by the collar, puts his shotgun on the back of his head, and shoots him, blows his brains out.
Damn.
I watched that whole thing happen, and he's like, my dad just like throws him in the truck, drives him down the road, throws him in a ditch.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty graphic by like our standards, but I mean that's just farm life, right?
Yeah,
That's just taking care of business.
it was part of growing up on a farm. The whole shooting the dog thing. I don't fault
Yeah.
my dad for shooting the dog at all.
Yeah, I mean, it tore
But
up
I've
this.
literally, that was a fucking evil animal.
Yeah.
You talk about like when animals don't have souls. I mean, whether or not you're religious or whatever, the whole concept of good and evil is kind of associated with having a soul. You
Yeah.
know, this dog did an evil fucking thing. Like he killed this dog and then ripped her up after she was dead. I was like, what the fuck? And that scared the shit out of me because I was like, there's evil in animals.
Yeah, for sure.
And now that's in my head forever. I will never forget that. Ever.
I was gonna say, like, we forget that like dogs have the power to do that at any time. You know,
Yeah, but like
they can just tear people up.
well, you look at a wolf, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at a golden retriever, or even something more different like a dachshund. You know,
Yeah.
that dachshund generations ago was a wolf. They're all bred. All dogs are bred from wolves, but we've designer bred a lot of the traits out of them that we don't want. You know.
Yeah.
So all of them they have this streak of wild in them, and I guess this dog went into that and just went crazy. That's probably why people go crazy, dude. People just go king chimp. You see like chimp videos of a chimp just freaking out and beating the shit out of another chimp for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? And you hear about people going nuts and workplace violence shit. And like, that's what happened. He went chimp.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I doubt our bodies are designed to just like every day for the rest of our lives go into an office and sit down. You know, I think everyone needs to like just take a week off.
You know, they say
go do some shit.
They say that we should walk barefoot on the grass for like 20 minutes a day.
When I was little, I used to like every day without shoes, just like running around in the backyard, just, like to my friends. I didn't wear shoes when I was younger.
Yeah. Think about this. Think about when the last time your bare feet were in contact with the actual ground.
Oh, I mean, on the weekends, I go outside and I'm like, you know.
Well, okay.
I do it pretty often.
Maybe not you specifically, but I bet you there's people that don't do that for decades.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, just look at our boss. I doubt he's done it for the past, like, 20 years.
Yeah, and, like, that seems super dumb or weird, but, like, I don't think that's weird.
Yeah.
I try to walk around outside for just a few minutes a day, or at least on the weekends, I'll try to, like, go outside for hours at a time and just walk around and decompress.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because we're shut up in our cars. We're shut up at work in a desk or a cubicle or whatever. And then we come home and make dinner and go to bed just in time to wake up and do it all over again.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking do stuff, man. You gotta go do shit. You gotta decompress.
Yeah, I mean,
gotta treat yourself every once in a while. You know
exactly. Do what you love. Like, there's people out there. Like, it would suck to like be out there without a hobby. You know.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I know like both of us have hobbies. So that we kind of like.
Ooh, that's a good podcast.
On the weekends, yeah, we do what we love. But I think there's people out there who like they can't either afford to do what they love or they're just kind of they haven't found it yet, you know?
Dude, that's next podcast. We gotta talk about hobbies.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah, write that shit down.
Write that shit down. I was gonna say like another thing that really scared me as a kid. There was another movie that came out. It was called A Haunting in Connecticut.
Fuck that, dude. I remember that movie.
Yeah. I don't remember it being too scary, but like I think that was just me trying to like so my parents knew like, oh, I don't get scared from movies, you know what I mean? I can watch whatever, like, you know, I'm old enough to watch whatever I want to watch. So I didn't react to it. I was like, oh, whatever, this isn't a nice movie. And then in the middle of the night, I wake up just like in cold sweat, and I look out my back window, and I don't know if I was hallucinating.
No. You're not gonna tell me you fucking saw something in your yard.
Bro, like, okay, so this was like when I was 10.
Motherfucker, don't. Oh, come on. I'm looking out my windows, making sure there's no one in my fucking yard now.
Dude, no, okay. Like, this is, I think it was either a dream or hallucination, right? So growing up, I had a Rottweiler in my backyard in like a little doghouse, like next to a tree. And next to this tree, I see like someone digging a grave. They're just digging a grave like nobody's business, right? So I can't talk, you know. So I think it was a dream because no words. I was so shook I couldn't speak. And back then, me and my brother used to share a room, so I was trying to like talk to him, but nothing would come out. So I see this dude just digging, right? And then so he turns around and looks at me through the window, and then he kind of gives me like the shh look, you know what I mean? Like you know
Oh
like
my
the finger to
God.
the lips, and he takes his hat off and like he wipes his brow and then continues digging. So I'm just like so fucking scared. I just go like back to my bed and I just couldn't sleep. And then I just wake up in the morning and there's nothing out there. There's no grave, there's no shovel, there's no like footprints or anything like that.
Hmm.
But the most fucked part is that weeks later that dog died.
That's so weird.
Isn't that fucked? Like I saw this dude digging a grave for the dog, and then like 2 weeks later the dog died.
I think I've had some interesting premonition coincidental dreams like that.
Yeah, but it was just so strange. It was just because it was like the night of that movie. You know what I mean? It's I don't
Hmm.
know. It was like, what are
Well,
the odds
it's
of that? You know what I mean?
what's interesting about that is the whole, in what are dreams? Are they echoes of our thoughts, or are we actually going into another dimension? You talk about like Alex Jones rants where he talks about the third eye, the pineal
Yeah.
gland, like DMT, and there's been instances of people doing DMT as a group and they share hallucinations. Like they'll write down what they
Yeah.
saw, never talk to each other, and they write down similar things.
I mean, there's that one story that I heard where like someone took it and the first thing they heard was, "Oh, we're glad you found this technology."
Yeah, and
Isn't
I've
that
heard about
fucking scary?
I've heard about shit like that too, but it's a group of 10 people and like 7 of them all write down that they heard that.
Yeah.
Or they see these. A common thing you hear is people say that they saw these elf creatures, like
Yeah.
these short, gray looking fucking elf guys. That's also
Yeah.
another podcast. We're
Yeah,
running,
for
we're
sure. I
running
mean,
low on time. We got to go to the ad break, dude. We got to go to the ad break.
all right.
All right. We'll be right back after we say thanks to our sponsors. All right, Matt. Welcome back. Sorry we had to cut you off on the rant about DMT and what scared us as kids, but I think we got another whole podcast on that topic.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So let's get into this weird news, man. This is one of my favorite segments that we do, is weird news, and just talking about what would you do if ...
Yep.
So this is from NBC News. A man rescued after 2 days at the bottom of a mine shaft where he was searching for gold.
Lit.
So this old guy, he was 60 years old. He told his friend that if he wasn't back home by Tuesday, to search for him. Couple things. If you came to me and said, "Look, if you don't see me in a week, call the cops. I'm going.
Where are you going?
I'm not calling anybody, and I'm never talking to you again. We're done."
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't get to tell me that. Like, I need more information.
Yeah.
So this guy was searching for gold, and he fell into a 100-foot deep mine shaft in a remote desert area. So the mine shaft apparently was not, it's not a mine anymore, but there's still a giant fucking hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Right? But he's going and looking for stuff that they might have missed. And he just falls in a giant fucking hole. Don't go looking for gold around an old mine shaft.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Like these people that just died on Everest. There's been 11 people that died on Everest already this season. Don't go to Mount Everest.
11 Americans, right?
I don't know. I thought it was 11 total. I could be wrong, but
Well, because I saw an article like earlier this week saying like, 10 Americans found dead.
Jeez, man. Why are you going there?
I mean, this guy, I don't know his social status, but I'm guessing he was easily manipulated by the thought of just being rich, you know? He said, fuck yeah, there's gold over here. I'm about to come back and impress everyone. I went golding it by myself, so I don't have to split it or anything.
Maybe, dude.
He probably just got tangled up in some kind of scenario like that, I would assume, personally.
Here's my next question is, why is the mine shaft still there?
I mean, where was this?
Arizona.
Arizona, got you.
Blow it up, dude.
Yeah.
Bury
But then,
that thing.
but then you bury all the gold.
If they're done mining, they probably
Yeah,
went
I'm
like,
kidding.
yeah, like, you know what, guys? There's no more gold here.
Yeah.
That's why we're not mining anymore. Blow it up so this fucking guy doesn't fall in.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a grown man, you know. So if he wants to go do what he wants to do, at least we have that freedom, you know. If you want
That's
to
what
go,
you should yell down the shaft.
well,
When he's like, I need help, you're like, you're a grown man. You do what you want.
you got this, man. Just throw some rope down there. He's like, oh, you hook it up.
Oh, he broke both his legs.
Yeah. I mean, that's if I was gonna go digging, I think that's definitely something I would think about. I'm most likely gonna break something because it's a mine shaft. You're gonna fall through something.
Yeah, he knew that it was dangerous enough to tell a friend, if I'm not back in 2 days, you know?
Mhm.
So this guy had calculated risk already.
Yeah, he definitely knew what he was getting himself into.
He just didn't calculate it enough to go like, you know what? Not going. I can't stress enough writing it down and reading it.
He definitely just got caught up in the whole, oh, I'm gonna find some gold and be rich, bitch.
Yeah, and then what do you do with it? You got like, I got a little tiny bit of gold. I got $1,500. I'm gonna
I've
put
always wondered about that. Where do you go with like just a chunk of gold?
like a pawn shop or a gold buyer. But you're like, I got $1,500. I'm gonna put mud flaps on my truck. I mean,
You're like,
there's a picture of the guy, and this guy is not. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna put mud flaps on his truck. You can
are,
look at him and
are you
go,
sure?
yes, that guy
Pause.
has a 1988 Silverado in his garage.
Hell
I can
yeah.
just look at him and be like, you know what, dude, Silverado, 1988.
You just know.
No mud flaps though. What would you do if you were in a mine shaft with 2 broken legs for 48 hours?
All right, this is what I do. All right.
Would you bring like a deck of cards on that trip just in case you fell and fucking broke both your legs?
No, if I was gonna go to like a mine shaft, I would definitely buy one of those like satellite phones. You know?
Like Ryan Reynolds had in that one movie?
Yeah, something like that where it's like, oh, there's no such thing as no service. Or I mean, I really don't know how it works. I don't know. I'd probably bring like 5 phones.
You just have a phone bag.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, this one's out of battery. Just throw it away. Just grab another phone and be like, yo, hello, help me. Or oh, definitely a flare gun. You know, shoot that in the air.
You're in a mine.
Yeah, but you fell through something, right? So there's a hole. Oh, I see what you mean. You have to go in first horizontally, and
Yeah.
then you fell
I
down
shot
vertically.
this flare.
Fuck.
I shot this flare, and now it's just smoking and
And then
filling the mine with smoke, and I'm gonna die.
the
from
mine
smoke
catches on
inhalation.
fire, and
Yeah.
then you just fucking, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
don't-
know, this guy clearly like doesn't have any friends, or the friends that he did have. Well, he does. He told a friend he was going, and that friend went, nah, dude,
Yeah,
not
most
going.
likely wasn't an actual friend. Most likely just some
But
random ass
when
dude.
that friend said, not going, but I will call someone when you fall and break both your legs.
He's like, I got you, doc. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll call someone.
You're a great friend.
Fuck
Yeah,
you. Believe this guy? You believe this fucking guy?
0 out of 10, dude. What an idiot.
0 out of 10.
Now he's got like a walker and 2 fake femurs and no gold.
Oh, he didn't find any gold?
Come on, dude. You think he found gold?
Well,
He fell.
I at least hope he found gold or something.
I mean, think about the logistics of this. He was walking around the mine on the surface, not finding anything, probably. Went up to the edge, looked down, and went, I'm going to spit off this and see if I can see it fall. And he spit, and then went, whoa, and fell in, broke both his legs, and then went, I got to wait for my friend to call. You think he's like army crawling around with 2 broken legs, looking for gold
dude.
still?
I wonder what it's like to like have to poop or pee. You know what I mean? I think pee would be pretty simple, but I think pooping would be the worst.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I love right here because it says that he killed 3 rattlesnakes to keep them from biting him.
Oh man, I want to know more about that. How did he do that?
It just says right here. Well,
But
it
how?
says that he told his friend that he killed 3 rattlesnakes, so he could.
Oh,
just
of course
bullshit.
he did. That's bullshit.
I also killed
3 of them. It was a whole family. I killed the wife and the kid. I killed the dad, the wife, and the son.
His friend said he's a tough guy. I've never seen anything like this. He's got both artificial knees. This dude has 2 fake knees, dude. Going down mine shafts.
Yeah, he probably should have. The doctor should have told him, like, all right, so your new knee, one of the stipulations is stay away from mine shafts. These knees don't do well if you ever jump down 100-foot mine shaft.
Hey man, I know this is so random, but don't ever go mine shaft hunting.
Yeah.
I don't know you personally, but I'm just letting you know these knees are meant for going to the grocery store and back.
Yeah. All right, I'm about burned out on that. What's your fake news, or not fake news? What am I, Donald Trump? No, what's your weird news story?
All right, get ready for this, dude. Get ready for this. Australian thieves left with a nasty taste after accidentally siphoning sewage tank instead of petrol. How do you feel about that? How do you freaking feel about that, dude?
I love Australia.
Dude, yesterday, someone from work told me that, and I said, dude, that is amazing. You don't understand how hilarious that is.
Yeah, that is funny. Like, you imagine that this one has a bit of a weird smell to it.
He was like, oh man, what is this? He was, oh man, that's horrible. It sucks. It sucks, but it's definitely karma at its finest.
This one right here doesn't smell quite right.
And then his friend tries it. He's like, oh, what the fuck?
It's fine. Keep going.
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh. So like they were siphoning it into a big tank.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess they were gonna just steal fuel. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, maybe to resell it. I don't know who would buy fuel like that, but I mean,
or just having a shitload of gas that you didn't pay for would be worth something.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Have you seen the original Mad Max that's in Australia with Mel Gibson?
No, it's definitely on the watch list though.
Where they're in Australia and their whole thing is about stealing gas.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how the Mad Max game is.
Yeah, dude. Like these guys, they watched that too many times and they were like, let's go steal some fucking gas.
Well, I mean, like I know someone had told me before that like he had a buddy who like didn't have a job. He would just go around breaking into people's cars and like taking their cash, and that's just all he lived on. So I could imagine these guys probably don't have a job. They're probably like, oh, I need some cash. Let's go siphon some gas real quick.
How do you mistake a septic tank? I bet they were doing it from an RV.
It looks like it was one of those charter buses.
Yeah. Okay. That's so funny. I wouldn't even charge them.
Yeah, no, and they got away with it, but the guy's like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like they definitely got
all they did was empty my shit tank. I don't have to
pretty
do
much.
It this month.
He said,
yeah,
they hooked me up actually.
That's so funny.
Where's the exact quote? Yeah, he says it right here. I have absolutely zero interest in recovering the stolen goods. He was like,
they
whatever.
Probably I wonder if there's like a boss that sent them to go steal the gas, and they were like, "Look right here, boss, we got the goods." They put it on the table. He's like, "What the fuck is this right here?" Like, oh, I can't do an Australian accent. I'm trying really hard.
He just opens it up. Like, what the fuck is this?
What is going on? Like, you're fired.
When they walk in, he's like, "What the fuck? Who smells like shit?"
Plot twist. They wanted the shit.
It's like, oh shit, we got it, boss. We got that good shit.
For what? What?
You got that manure.
They're running like a fertilizer black market.
They got a monopoly on the fertilizer black market.
Yeah, they've cornered that market for sure. Are they like cloning people?
The secret is, it's human poop.
Yeah. And that blue water that's always, or I guess charter buses don't have the blue water.
Yeah, that's like outhouses or at like public events or whatnot.
Yeah. Either way, that's gonna be where they hit next.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They'll just like show up with a big flatbed truck, load all the Johnnies on there, and just drive off.
There's this show, Shameless. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah.
The police are after Frank, the dad of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he like runs into this construction zone, and he like hops into a porta potty, and like the police are coming around. And you think they're gonna open the door and catch him, but they open it and he's gone. And then they walk away, and then like he like She like punches like the toilet seat off, and he just crawls through. She's like covered in this blue, like just fucking ink or something. I don't know. It's.
Do you remember that Jackass 1 where they put Steve-O
in the porta potty?
So fucking gross.
Yeah.
So gross. Well, those are two solid stories.
Oh yeah, both
So
iconic in their own
don't
ways.
steal shit and don't fall down a mine shaft.
Hell yeah.
And if you're a friend, this is the moral of today's episode. If a friend comes up to you and says, if I'm not back by Tuesday, call the cops. Don't call the cops and forget you ever knew that person. There's nothing good that could ever come from that relationship ever again.
Or you can call him and say, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
It's Thursday.
I want you to know I'm not gonna call anyone. Or go to the shaft, find him, throw a phone down there, then leave. Then at that night, call him and say, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
And a flare gun.
Because then I thought, oh, what if his phone's dead? You know, then you bring him a new phone.
Yeah, phone and a flare gun.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it, man. That's I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna be your babysitter as you go risk your life.
Yeah, especially to a grown person. Like if it's a kid, you're like, oh, that's kind of cute. But I'm still not gonna let you out of my sight for the next 2 days because I don't know what you're gonna do. Like if your kid comes up to you and says that, don't send them to school.
Yeah.
Don't let them go to school.
They're staying home for the rest of the week.
Yes.
Yeah, as a kid, we did so much dangerous shit in my neighborhood. That's a whole other podcast too, right there.
Yeah, that is. We need to write this shit down. I'm not writing near enough stuff down.
Yeah,
I do a podcast about how we don't write stuff down about.
That's another good. Write it down. That's another good topic. Hopefully, we can get like a guest for the next podcast and talk about like our dangerous childhood adventures or whatnot.
Yeah, I've reached out to a couple guests, some SoundCloud people, some YouTube people. Hopefully, within the next few episodes, we can have a few of them on.
Any questions you want us to talk about on the podcast, just go ahead and tweet at us or comment on Instagram or DM us or email us even.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Purgatory Podcast is like everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We don't have a Facebook.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. But yeah, thanks for joining us for another close to an hour of your day. And have a good weekend. And we'll see you next time.
Sayonara, biatch.